Everybody, is Brandon back with another real discussion. America, we got a problem. We got a problem, and there's some things we got to do to fix it. Y'all are turning us into ancient Rome, where the mob has control, not the people. And you see it every day on the news and on social media. Weak, ineffective leadership is causing lives, loss of property, and it needs to stop. Look at what's going on in Seattle. Mayor Durkin, I don't even know if I'm saying her name right. Mayor Durkin decides to cede part of the city to protesters and let them take it over, get it off, and refuse access. Giving it to essentially domestic terrorists who are taking over property that isn't theirs, much to the dismay of the people who are living in the area. And not even in a month in, they've had like a dozen shootings. 2 people have died. Another's in critical condition. He may die. All because of weak, ineffective leadership that's too afraid to talk to people as leaders and explain what's going on, so they want to appease, and they don't want people to call them racist, or they don't want bad press because it's an election year and it's endangering the freedoms of the people that they're sworn to serve. Seattle's getting sued by the people in the area because of the loss and the destruction of property. You have all these people. When something happens, instead of following due process of law, instead of using the innocent until proven guilty, or even waiting for all the facts, they are calling for the head, for the jobs of people that they don't even know what's going on. You see all these petitions, justice for so-and-so, fire these people. You don't know what's going on. And you have politicians that are giving into this. They're charging innocent people to appease a mob because people are writing petitions and they're calling on and saying justice for so-and-so. And that is not the way our system is meant to work. Because a mob and lots of people saying something doesn't make it true. And just because these people's blood are up and they're calling for all this stuff doesn't mean that you give in. That's why you're supposed to be a leader. Like seeing this, and I'm just going to be real because this is where I'm seeing it in these Democratic-led cities. It's not leadership, it's capitulation. Look at what's happening in Atlanta, where you charge police officers who are defending their life, trying to charge them in a political movement, and you throw them under the bus to the point where your own police force is like, man, we don't even want to come in to work. We don't feel supported. And neither do the citizens. You have all of these city councils defunding, organizations, removing statues in history without taking polls from the people in the community to see if that's what they want to do. You don't just do that. Any other time in history, without this movement and these protests going on, they would submit things to the ballot and people would vote on what they want to happen in their communities. But these people are scared. They want to prove that they're allies. And so instead of leading, they're capitulating to the mob, essentially. Because they're afraid. And doing dumb, hypocritical stuff like defunding the police, like they did in Minneapolis. They defunded the police and then spent 60 grand hiring private armed security. Just to show you that they don't even believe the BS that they're protecting. It is time to put our foot down. It is time to say it doesn't matter how heightened your emotion is. Facts is facts. Due process is due process, and there's nothing that your petitions, that your protests, and your strongly worded messages on Facebook are gonna do to stop that. This is our country. That's your city. You get out there and defend it. You be louder than them, because it's a minority of people that we're letting be so loud because everyone else is staying silent, or they're afraid that people are going to misconstrue their feelings on it because they don't feel like, they have a place. You got to stop that bull jive. It is time for us to take back our cities. It's completely unacceptable. You have the right to protest. You don't have the right to destroy property, take over property, or essentially try to crucify people because you think what they did was wrong, even when you don't know what's going on. These mayors, these city councilmen, they need to resign. And if they can't lead, then they need stronger, more effective leadership to come in and keep the peace, to educate these people who don't know, who are so out of control that they keep sticking a fork in the light socket and then get surprised when they get shocked. They want to climb on the hood of a police car and surround it and bust a window and then be like, oh my God, they ran us over. Maybe if you act like you got some sense, maybe instead of acting like kids, and where you can communicate your point effectively, then maybe people would listen to you and maybe you would get better results. But you do stupid things, sometimes you get stupid prizes. But we have to stop. It is eroding our freedom. You see it. And it's not just the mayors and the governors. You have companies that are capitulating. They're changing syrup bottles. And we're not going to call this the master bedroom anymore. And we're going to change this name. And we're going to, we're going to make it where black people are voicing black characters. And we're going to get rid of the people who've been voicing this character for 20 years to appease a minority of people. Like, it is ridiculous. It makes no sense. There's no logical sense at all. All it is attempted appeasement so that you can show that, hey, I'm with you, please don't burn my stuff down. This needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. And the only way it will is if we stand up and we're loud to them and say, sit your butt down. This is the way that it's going to be. If you don't like it, ask somebody who cares.